Hi guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bomi Gazi. I am a clinical psychologist. I am also currently doing my doctorate in experimental psychology. Is it experimental psychology? Yes, doing my doctorate in experimental psychology at the University of Oxford. This is going to be a very quick video. I haven't posted in the longest time, and I think it's mostly because recording, editing, guys, it's a lot. So today I'm just going to share with you guys information on moving to the UK, both as a student and as a person who is coming into work, because I've been getting quite a lot of questions around that. So I am currently doing both. So I recently started at an eating disorder facility in North London and currently living in Oxford. Logistics just don't make sense, but we make it work. So I'm just going to share with you guys in terms of how I got registered, how I got a job, how I got into Oxford, and also finding opportunities. So let's get right into it. So firstly, regarding coming to Oxford. So before I moved to Oxford, beginning of the year, I knew that I wanted to work while I was here. So I then started my application to register with the UK Health Professional Board. Firstly, everything to do with application is done online. So you'll basically need to complete two forms. One form is a form that just has all your information, probably the quickest form that you're going to fill out. The second form has to do with your qualification. So I studied and qualified in South Africa, and basically what the UK tries to do is get information with regards to the courses you did, the hours you did those courses, what were you evaluated, the content of those courses, and you need to fill out that form and then have it signed by your university. And basically that is to assess whether or not the teaching that you got and the courses that you went through and the evaluation of those courses would be equivalent to a training that you get here in the UK. And then the second part of it is your clinical hours. So you need to have a record of your clinical hours. For me, I only submitted records of my internship, community service, and did I submit for once I qualified? I think I might have submitted. No, I'm lying because I was still doing my ComServe at the time. So I just submitted for my internship and community service. I didn't submit for my master's, and that amount of hours was equivalent to the hours you needed in order for you to be able to qualify, as having had enough hours of training, clinical training, for you to register with the UK Health Professional Board. And once I submitted those things, it took about like 6 months for them to actually respond to me. That has to do with them having quite a lot of backlog, and I guess it takes quite a while for them to actually process applications. But once they had gotten to my application and processed stuff to do with my application, they sent an email to HCPC just to verify if I'm in good standing with them. So I would recommend that at least maybe like 3 to 4 months after submitting your application, you apply with HCPC for a document that confirms you have good standing. It usually should take about like 2 weeks to get it. That's what like the online platform said, but it took the longest time for me to get it. Had to send quite a lot of emails back and forth, but eventually when I got it and they signed it off, literally took about a week for HPCC to get back to me. Well, HCPC to get back to me and say that my application is successful and I just need to pay a registration fee. So also when I did apply, you need to pay an application fee. The application fee, I think it's like £500, 400 or £500, and that was like almost 12,000 in South African rands. I think it's £500, and you just need to check the website to confirm the price. And then after that, once you registered, only then can you actually apply for a job, because a lot of jobs that you apply for, they're actually going to want to find out if you are registered. And if you are registered, then they can then go through the recruitment process with you. But if you're not, then it becomes difficult for them to actually take you through that process. And once you are successful in getting that job, because firstly, you're a health professional worker, you don't have to pay for the national health insurance, and your company then sponsors you to come to the UK. So depending on who you work for and what the company is, they offer like various support in terms of what it is they cover in terms of your visa application and so forth. Some people will cover that, other people will want you to cover that, and other companies will ask that you cover that and then they reimburse you afterwards. And once you're in the UK, the company that's sponsoring you, I think they have to renew sponsorship every 2 years for you to be able to continue to work here in the UK. So yeah, essentially that's the process of getting here and living in the UK and getting work in the UK and registering with the Health Professional Board. So in terms of how I did things, so I came here as a student, so I am on a student visa, which means I can only work 20 hours a week. So for me, I am working part-time, so I didn't need my organization to be the one that sponsors me. I am sponsored by my scholarship, so I am on the Rhodes Scholarship. I got the scholarship before applying for Oxford, so it can vary depending on what it is that you're coming here for, what you're studying, and also the funding that you're getting. Some funding opportunities want you to get a university placement first before they consider you for the funding. So Rhodes was the opposite, because you had to get the scholarship first and then they help you in terms of applying and pay for those application fees as well. And then again, depending on your scholarship and how much it covers, when you are moving here, you're going to need to be accepted by a university, because you'll need a caste certificate to actually apply for your visa, which is basically confirmation of acceptance statement. It will state how long your program is, and that's going to determine how long your visa is going to be. That's also going to determine how much you have to pay for national health insurance. So yeah, you need to be accepted first before you can apply for your visa. Visa costs are quite expensive, so it is ideal if you have like a scholarship that covers all of that versus if you have to pay for your own stuff. I know for me, I paid like 60,000 Rand for the national health insurance for 5 years. So yeah, my scholarship covered that, of course. And for the actual visa itself, it was slightly more reasonable. I think if we paid a lot, it was probably like 6,000 Rand, because you had to do a TB test and then you had to pay for biometrics. Yeah, I think in total, like it wasn't more than like 5 or 6,000 Rand for the actual visa itself. And the biggest thing about the actual visa itself, I panicked when I went to go pick up my visa, because I saw it just gave me a visa that said it's a month. And I'm just like, excuse me, did they get something wrong? And then, so it actually turns out, so they just give you a visa so you can be able to come into the UK. They give you like a month window to actually come in based on the dates that you gave. And then once you're in, you then go fetch your BRP, which is a British Residency Permit. It's a card that basically acts as your actual visa that would be stamped on your passport. So when you move in and out of the UK, that's the card that you're going to need more than the actual stamped visa on your passport. That is pretty much how I ended up in the UK, the process of coming to the UK, and I hope this is helpful for you guys. Thank you for watching.